My name's Samantha Palmer, and with my husband Ray Palmer and two children, Eva and Charlie, we run Samara Farm. Samara Farm is based in southeast Queensland, so about 3 hours southeast of Brisbane, and we consider ourselves to be small-scale family farmers. So on our farm, our main production is horticulture. We grow about 40 different types of vegetables, herbs and berries, so which is a large variety, but very small quantities of them. So we grow a large variety of things, but only in very small quantities, and we direct market everything that we grow through farmers market and through produce boxes. We also have laying hens for eggs, and we're also moving into meat production through pork, beef, pork and chickens. So that's what we farm. What I hope to learn from the conference is I really want to get a firmer understanding of the issues that impact small-scale family farmers on an international perspective. Really, there are a lot of big issues out there, and just talking to some of the farmers, working out how they're dealing with some of the issues at a farming scale, like on their farms, but also in the organisations that they're involved with. I'm really keen to make a much broader network, so connecting with other farmers and getting contacts with other farmers internationally. I think that's really valuable, and I think we can learn a lot from farmers throughout the world in how they do it, especially other small-scale family farmers. And their farming organisations as well, so not just the farmers, but actually connecting with their farming organisations as well. Very, very interested in talking to some of the farmers about agroecology and what some of the more technical side of things, so actually getting into what they do as far as agroecology and how they implement it on their farms and how their organisations support them to do that as well. Very keen to find out how Australia and Australia farmers can actually assist on the international scale, on that much broader scale, and how we can connect with those family farmers and become more involved in the international farming movement and what Australia can actually bring to the table as far as we're concerned. And because LVC Campesina is such a massive organisation, I guess I'm really keen to learn how it operates. Like, it seems like they have, with coming to the conference, 500 delegates from about 68 different countries. How do you manage such an organisation at that scale, and how do you make it work? And it seems to be quite a successful organisation, and getting into how they actually function and make that happen. A great big thank you to our supporters who have actually made this happen. It was a large ask to get a delegation of 4 Aussie farmers and 2 supporters to Jakarta. And it was astounding how well that came off, and the support that was actually around getting us there. So a great big thank you to our supporters, people who organised it, and also to the people who put their money up to the project as well. So thank you very much.
I'm Gary Featherston. I'm from Mullumbimby in New South Wales, northern New South Wales. We've got a banana farm. We grow ladyfinger bananas, and we've got about 5 hectares previously under production. I've taken most of that out, and we're changing that into a full ecological farming system. Which which we really have to start right from the beginning, and we're in the early stages of that. So we're in the early stages of a 10-year plan of converting our landscape from not a very environmentally friendly one to one that fits in very well with the natural ecosystem, and is run on fully ecological principles. Ideally, I'll produce about 50 boxes a week, so about 500 or 600 kilos a week is what we aim to do by about 2017, 2018. And there's a fair bit of investment in effort and money in it to get to that point. We've got a long way to go. the main thing for me at the conference that's really interesting will just be meeting people from all over the world who and sharing the issues of small-scale family farmers like myself. I consider myself a peasant farmer anyway. It's very hard to make a living out of small-scale farming, but in Australia and probably anywhere. So I don't want to anticipate too much, but I'm going with the idea that that I have a lot of information that I've learnt in living on this farm for 30 years and actually farming it myself for 5 years. I've learned a lot about sustainable agriculture and looking after the landscape, and it'll be really interesting to see what other people, the issues that they face trying to make a living in by doing the same sort of thing. Yeah, so thank you for everybody who donated money to send us. I think it's a really good cause, and I think your money will be really well spent. I think it's a really important thing for Australia's been invited. I think it's really fantastic, and these issues are some of the most important in the world is facing now. Even with climate change and everything, carbon farming can solve a lot of the world's problems. Small-scale agriculture can solve a lot of the world's problems, and it's really worth fighting for the rights of small farmers and small-scale family farmers. I really feel privileged to be able to represent Australia at this conference, and yeah, thanks so much for sending me. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Leanne Gary.
And I'm Chris Gary. We run Organics Farm, which is at Tansey, about 3 hours northwest of Brisbane in Queensland, Australia. It's about 190 acres in size. It has a creek flats, and a small hillside. We farm hens for eggs, cattle and sheep for meat. We're also expanding to do broiler chickens. We grow a small amount of vegetables, have a small fruit orchard and olive grove, which we pick when and if we have time and help. We wish to process our own beef and slaughter our chickens at our own processing facility in a commercial kitchen for value adding on the farm. We integrate various species of plants and animals as much as possible to have the farm a healthy, syntrophic biological unit.
I'd like to add that we actually try to eat and cook as much of our own food and produce from our own farm. So we don't buy very much off farm to actually eat. We hope to learn how to deal with the economic, political and bureaucratic challenges that appear to be opposing farmers worldwide. And we'd like to meet the wonderful farmers from other countries who are struggling in much more difficult circumstances than we are and that we face at present, and come to know the heart of the people worldwide that are struggling and have been for 20 years in this organisation, getting together to give each other strength. And I'd really like to, as a couple, help and give them the feeling that we in Australia are not abandoning them, but would like to actually be part of it and learn from them how they're uniting to overcome the things and the companies and the conglomerates that are trying to engulf them. And I want to learn how they are successful and how they farm and live, and community farming and working together, and that they work together very well. And we'd really like a community on our farm to actually farm it properly. And I really think that the heart of the people is what I'd like to touch.